Yo, what is going on, you guys? So I've just recorded an ILRL video with Joken and Peya, which I will be uploading soon. But I wanted to make a video on how to make like a basic like leader stat system for simulators and stuff like that. So, well, first of all, I'm gonna create a script inside this one, inside server-script service. This we'll call this leader stats. So this is basically what we're gonna do. So we have all this stuff in the top right corner. So we have like all those stuff. So when you're in here, we're gonna first of all, I'm gonna try and explain as much as possible. I haven't done any of these videos in such a long time, so I'll see how it goes. All right. So first of all, we're gonna say game.players.player_added connect function player. So this basically says when a new player joins, it's gonna connect to a function and then call the local player, so the player that has joined. So when we're done this, we're gonna say local L is equal to instance.new, and then we can say we're gonna instance.new folder. Then we're also gonna say l.parent. Alright, so we're gonna set l.parent is equal to player. So we've created this folder, so we've created a folder, and then we're gonna put it inside of the players, like inside the player. And then we're gonna set l.name is equal to leaderstats. Make sure that you spell it correctly, otherwise it won't work. And then we're gonna say local c is equal to instance.new maybe an int value. We're gonna use an int value for currency or coins. I'm gonna use coins for this. We're gonna c.parent is equal to L because we want the integer value to go inside of the leader stats folder. Alright, so now we're gonna say c.name is equal to coins, and then c. No, we can do this later. So we're not gonna use the c.value yet. So this is basically like basic stuff. So right now, so as you can see, we got our coins stuff up here. So in here, so right now, if we leave and join the game, it won't save our coins. So how do we achieve a saving system? So we do that through something called DataStore. So we use local DSS game get service DataStore service, and then we can use local data is equal to DSS get DataStore. I'm gonna call this my data or something like that. So we've got our my data here. So when we join our game, I'm just gonna undo this for safety. I don't think you have to, but I'm always doing this for safety. So we're gonna wait 0.2 seconds. You can do in my game. No, I don't use it anymore. I did use it. I used 5 seconds before, but that's unnecessary as heck. So yeah, sometimes I don't even use it. But yeah, anyway. So in here we're gonna set c.value is equal to data get DataStore, get async. I don't know what I was thinking. And then we're gonna set player player.user ID. So this basically gets the value that we have right here, and that's basically what now we can load our players' data, but we have no way of saving our players' data. So we can do a local function on player exit or something like that. We're gonna pass in the player right there, and then we're gonna call a game.players.player removing connect on player exit. So I always use this just to test everything. Player left game, just to check that everything worked correctly. And then inside of here, we can also say then data set async player underscore player user ID. So basically here, this is not completely done yet, but I'm just gonna explain this pretty quick. So here, when the player joins, it creates a new folder inside the player, and it also creates a new currency or int value, which we're gonna call coins, inside of that folder. And then we're gonna wait 0.2 seconds, then we're gonna give the player the value that we have saved since before. So what we also can do right here, so here we use getAsync, so here we get whatever we saved inside our player, and we do that through specifying player underscore player.user ID, because the user ID is something that is unique for every single player. The user ID, so the user ID is this number up here, and that is unique for every single player. And that's why we specify through player.user ID, because we say user or player.name. The name can be changed on the player at any time for some Robux, which means that if someone changes their name and someone changes to that name, like that player is gonna get the old data from the other player, I think it is. So that's why we use player.user ID. But then down here we cannot set the value, because when we're setting the value, we haven't actually set it yet. Yeah, I just changed this to a capitalized S instead. I misclicked there. So we have nothing to save here, so we just specify what we're gonna save inside of, but we haven't said anything on like what we should save. So what we could do is then say player.leaderstats.coins.value, because that just says that the player, which is equal to this player, leader stats, then we specify the leader stats, then we specify the coins, which is coins, and then specify the value, which is this value. Sometimes you have to do define first child leader stats, but we're not going to go into that right now. So we're not going to go into that right now, but this is basically what we're using right now. So now we have a functional saving and loading system, but we have nothing to save and load yet. Because if we head into like the player GUI or anything, like we can't get data somehow. We can't get data anywhere. So basically, what we have to do is also, when you do this through a script, okay, I'm just gonna do this, main screen, and I'm gonna make a text button inside here, just like in the middle somewhere, right there. I'm just gonna 0.50 or 0.30, something like that, and then just get coins just to test this out. So, and then we're just gonna do the get coins button. Can use a local script inside of it. So we're gonna use local plr is equal to game players local player, and then script parent mouse button one click colon connect function no, not player here, and then this specifies when the script's parent, aka this button right here, is getting clicked, we're gonna connect to this function right here. So what we're gonna say here is player.leaderstats.coins.value plus equals 1. But this is just local. So if we were to like publish this to Roblox right now, but there is one problem with that. This all is client-sided or local-sided. As you can see, we get coins and everything. But if we were to leave the game, as you can see, we have 29. If we leave and then join back in, it won't save because we do this through a local script. If you check here, we're waiting. As you can see, we get 0 coins. So everything works perfectly, but this is client-sided. So what we could do to fix this, aka I don't know what the heck this is. But the way I do it is adding a remote function called give player coins, and then we can just do local rs is equal to game dot replicated storage. Actually, we could just do like the function event remote function dot give player coins, which is this one. And then we're gonna set remote function colon invoke server, which means we're gonna invoke it. And then if we add a new script into our already existing server script service, we can do give player coins. You could do this in leaderstats, I think, but I'm gonna do it in a different script just to keep everything working. So what we're gonna do in here is say we're gonna do local remote function is equal to game dot replicate storage dot give player coins. They're gonna do a local function called give coins to player, and then we're gonna set player right there. And then we're also gonna do on a remote function dot on server invoke is equal to give coins to player. So this basically says when we've clicked that button and we got a server invoke, which means so when we click this button we invoke the server, and every time the server invokes we're gonna call this function, and then it's gonna do everything inside of here. So what we can do in here is say player colon find first child leaderstats dot coins dot value plus equals 1. So I'm just gonna publish to Roblox, and this basically says that it's gonna find the leader stats, like the folder leader stats, and then the coins, and then take the value of that and add 1 to it. Yeah, so now we've published to Roblox. So now if we go in here, if I've done everything correctly, we should be able to do this. So as you can see, we get our coins. It's a little delay, but it's like no delay at all, almost. As you can see, we got 27 coins now. And then if we decide to leave the game now, and then like refresh or something, I don't know, and then join back in, we should keep our stats. Let's see here. Joining and 27 coins. So I had a really big problem when I tried doing this myself first, but I now recently figured out the remote function thing, because I always used a local script and nothing saved, except when I used like something you picked up from the ground or something like that. So because I didn't see any type of tutorial at all showing that, so I just wanted to do that myself, just to help you guys out if you have this problem or something. So you can't use a local script from what I know and add to the player's leader stats directly, because that is not correct, because that is local sided and not player sided, which means you have to do this through a remote function or a remote, I'm not sure if I barely work with remote functions and remote events, so I don't really know a lot about them. I know the basics, as you can see, but yeah. So that was a quick little tutorial for you guys. Yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this video, and yeah, like, subscribe, share, everything. Make sure to check out my game that is coming March 22nd and everything like that. So yeah, see you guys, peace out.